And it's a strong possibility. And when I say strong, I mean like Arnold Schwarzenegger strong possibility that he might get uh pulled into that Tupac case. I don't know if I don't think that's even possible. That would mean like I don't think that's legally possible. If they could charge Puff with the conspiracy to kill Tupac while Keffe D is locked up for that crime. Would they have to feds pick up the case and then go and arrest Keffe D out of the state and make it federal and make that shit like a RICO? I don't know how that works. How would that work? If KVD start blamed it on Puff. I don't know if he could have a conspiracy charge on the Tupac shit while KVD is locked up. I'm gonna have to ask some legal people about that. I know they could subpoena him on the case to see if what they said, if Keefy D's if start telling and saying, oh, it was a hit for Puff or whatever. But I don't think in Diddy's case that's coming down, if they can charge him in a conspiracy to be involved in that. You can't charge two people for the same fucking crime. Well, you can technically, don't get me wrong. But I don't know how that would work. Maybe because it'll be federal, it probably could be a conspiracy charge. But something's telling me that there's gonna be more additions to this Tupac shit. I don't think it's just going to end with Keefy D. Because either Keefy D defense is either going to be rat on Puff or I wasn't there. Good evening, CC. DJ D Rock in the building. What up? I'm gonna tell y'all this. Let's just assume Keffe D was. They can prove Keffe D was in Vegas. I believe Keffe D was in Vegas. I'm gonna say that first and foremost. Because remember, Keffe D tells a story about how him and Suge saw each other the night before in Vegas, and Suge came over to him and gave him a pound, and everybody was jocking him because Suge gave him a pound and was wondering who he was. So, but that also goes to show that them niggas did not have Southside and the mob didn't have no beef like that. And Keffe D and Suge didn't have no beef like that because they just saw each other the night before. So Keffe D is in Vegas. Keffe D is definitely in Vegas. Now, was he in that car? Is a different story. But let's say he was in the car. I do believe that they got more evidence than what they telling us on Orlando on the Orlando Anderson incident and the whole Tupac thing. I'm willing to bet that there is more uh surveillance footage that will pop up in the trial that's going to put Keffe D in places to show that he was there in Vegas. That footage is going to pop up. That you can guarantee that there's footage that we haven't seen over the last 30 years that will pop up in this goddamn trial. That's going when if he try to lie and say that he wasn't in Vegas, they're going to show that he was in Vegas. Because he'd be a goddamn fool to say he wasn't in Vegas when he said he saw Suge on Friday in Vegas. He'd be stupid to use that as his defense that he wasn't there. He can say he wasn't in the car because how they gonna prove that? But to say that he wasn't in Vegas, I doubt that. Do I believe the confession letter from the Patton brothers about Little Half Dead? No. No. Not at all. This is what I believe. I believe that where do I want to start from? I believe once Tupac Tupac and Snoop went through that thing with Angie Martinez, him going on the radio and saying that he ain't got no beef with Bad Boy and that's that. Like that was the final straw that brought everything to where we are today, right? There's stuff that I know of that I can't say about when Snoop and Snoop when after they left New York and they got back to LA. Snoop tells the story about him being on a plane with the knife and the fork under the blanket and all this other shit. But there's more to it that's not being said after they got off the plane. He said to Pot, yo man, you go you going to the gig, you going to the fight? And Flock was like, and that was the last time they talked. There's alternate stories in that is alternate endings into that conversation, right? But like I said, I can't say, right? So be careful what I say. Well, at that point, that was the complete division between Dog Pound and Pac and the Outlaws, right? Remember that was the last time Pac and Snoop saw each other. So what I believe is this: there's various things going on at that time, right? One of the outside of the beef between Pac and Pac and Snoop, or in the Dog Pound and the Outlaws, however you want to look at it. There's also Suge finding out that uh the what was it called? The Kentron, the the damn the accounting company. I think it was called Kentron. I can't remember, but Suge found out the accounting company allegedly was stealing, and he caught them stealing like 20, $30 million. This same um, accounting firm was Suge also found out that David Kenner uh, had put his name on his building as a partner, and he found out that David Kenner was doing some shicey stuff, and that kind of hurt Suge, but he found out. Um, in that whole process, while all that's going on, and they having these revelations that niggas is stealing and doing some weird shit, Pac fires David Kenner as a conflict of interest, with him working with him in the label and all that other shit. The fucking private accounting firm too. But and Pac also fires Reggie Wright Jr. So Pac and Suge is on the same page at this time that niggas is stealing. It ain't a good idea for David Kenner to be managing Pac and shit. So they know niggas is stealing. And you know, they starting to clean house. They are privy and woke to all the money that's being taken in the conflict of interest, in representation, and all this shit. They starting to wake up. So now with Pac firing Reggie Wright Jr. and Pac firing David Kenner, how you think them two niggas took it? Right? How you think they took it? With Suge firing the accounting firm and finding out that David Kenner was uh, doing some slick shit to him, and now Pac and Suge is privy to the motherfuckers around them doing dirty shit, right? Now, at the same time, you got Snoop over here. He got a problem with Pac. Now, y'all tell me, after Snoop said he cool with Biggie, right? Publicly, on the air, on the radio, right? Which is weird to Pac because this is the same nigga that got your trailer shot up. Let's not forget, Big got on the radio in New York City and said, yo, y'all gonna let them, the dog pounding and Tupac and them niggas shoot a video in Brooklyn? Y'all gonna let them do that? Big got they shit shot up when he did that, right? You think Snoop really forgave him for that shit? Some gangbangers, a nigga got to get their trailer shot up. They could have died. And Biggie still a boy. Biggie still a man. After he done got their trailer shot up. Y'all really believe that shit? Where was a big apology to Snoop at for getting this shit shot up? When did we ever see them niggas uh coincide after that shit? After he got his fucking trailer shot up. Now, of course, Snoop gonna get on the radio and say he ain't got no beef with them niggas. They ain't his homeboys. What he supposed to say? But by him doing that, he drew a line in the sand with Pac, right? And I'm not gonna say it ain't far fetched that Snoop could have forgave Big, or for maybe they didn't really forgive Big and forgave Puff. Like, yo, you ain't got nothing to do with it. You ain't saying he said it. You know what I'm saying? Right. But my thought process is this. Either way, Snoop drew the line in the sand. Y'all think Snoop and Tupac was going to do a show together after he said that shit? You think Snoop was going to walk in the studio in Death Row Studios and work in studio A, B, C, and D while Pac is in D, E, E, and F? After this nigga went on the radio and said he ain't got no beef with Biggie and them, and they Death Row together, And this is the same nigga that was sitting there doing diss records to this nigga. This nigga that got your trailer shot up, and you talking about you ain't got no beef with him? Really? How was Snoop moving forward with Pac with that, right? And they already done had incidents. It was already uh physical fights between the Dog Pound and the Outlaws. What do you think was going to happen next? Do you really think Snoop was going to be around Pac after he said that shit? Think about it. If this nigga riding on Biggie like that, and this nigga Snoop supposed to be death row, and he talking about he ain't got beef with the enemy. Imagine Tony Yayo telling 50 he ain't got beef with Ja Rule. Imagine Tony Yayo going on the radio, Andy Martinez. Man, I ain't got beef with Ja Rule. Them my Ja Rule and Irv, them my homeboys. That nigga 50 would have been like, yo, come take this ride with me, nigga. Sit in the front seat. Ka! Shot Yayo right in the back of his head. Gotta be kidding me. How you think Snoop was moving forward with Pac? So that it was the drama was lit, in my opinion. The drama was lit. Now, let's line it up, right? This is just my theory. When we talk about Tupac. And remember what Suge said. If you solve one murder, you solve both of them, right? Because it's the same players, he said, right? Now we know Reggie was a suspect in the Biggie's murder, right? Now we know Reggie was out in Vegas during the Tupac murder, right? Now, if you solve one, you solve both, right? Keep that in mind. Snoop and Orlando Anderson Snoop, Orlando Anderson, and Trayvon Lane are all from Long Beach. Did you know that? Did you know that? Snoop, Trayvon Lane, and Baby Lane, Orlando Anderson, are all originally from Long Beach. Snoop already said he knew Orlando Anderson. Snoop is on The Hard White compilation with Big Dre and Orlando Anderson and them people, right? So they have a Long Beach connection relationship, right? Which would give Snoop, I ain't gonna say affiliation, well, Crip affiliations, but he got some relationships with the Southside Crips because Orlando moved from Long Beach to Southside. Trayvon Lane moved from Long Beach to Compton.